some days are hard. Some days with VIP Kid are hard. So this video is going to be about some of the things that come up health-wise for just some hard days. You know, some days with VIP Kid are kind of hard. You know, some days you might wake up and, I have a headache. Yeah, I had the headache this morning. So I grabbed my coffee. I grabbed my water, drank some water, said some prayers, and, you know, the schedule goes on. You know, the schedule goes on, even if you have a headache. So I just put a little extra makeup on and give myself an extra smile and just keep going. This morning I only had 2 classes, so that's not so bad if you only have 1 or 2 classes. But if you have a long string of classes, just beware that some days are not so, you know, easy to do, and you may have to push through. So have a plan. If you have a headache, what are you going to do? Have some ibuprofen available. Make sure you drink your water. Maybe you want to eat something, you know, so that your stomach isn't too empty. Now, for me, I don't like to eat too much, but maybe eating just, you know, a few crackers or something to get your energy up a little bit. So have a plan. If you have a headache, what are you going to do? Make sure, too, that you go to bed at a reasonable hour and try to get as much rest as you possibly can. Yeah, I'm not a real major morning person, so VIP Kid can be hard. Getting up at 4 a.m., wow, people on the West Coast, they're getting up, you know, they're getting up really early. So, you know, VIP Kid can be hard. Getting up early. I get up early. I do my first class at 5 or 5:30. Some other teachers try 4 and 4:30. Now with the time changes and the 1 hour that was taken off at the end of the day for VIP Kid teachers, it can be hard. It can be hard getting up those mornings. So make a plan. Maybe schedule some time for a little bit of a nap in the afternoon. If that's not possible, try to go to bed early at night. Try not to burn the candle at both ends because you're going to wear yourself out. Getting up early is not that easy. It can be very hard. So be careful. You know, what if you get sick? What if you have a cold and we schedule 2 weeks out? So you can't know if you're going to end up getting a cold or not. So have a plan. If you get a cold, what are you going to do? What works for you? Make sure that you have some different types of cold medicine that work for you. I like Sudafed. That works well to clear up your nasal passages and things like that. Maybe some Vicks, maybe some cough medicine. Have a few things available because you are going to be scheduled for classes and you don't know when sickness is going to happen for you. So be ready. Have a plan for a cold. Another thing that could happen is you could get the stomach flu. You know, you could get that dreaded stomach flu. I have been fortunate since I've been with VIP Kid. I have not had a major cold. I'm almost going on 2 years, and I have not had the stomach flu. There have been times that I have not felt well, but it hasn't been necessarily during my classes. So have a plan. If you have a stomach flu, what are you going to do? Now, we do know that we have 6 cancellations. If you have 3 cancellations all in one day for Beijing time, that is considered 1 cancellation. So keep that in mind. Of course, you want to save those for emergencies, but if you are really sick, you know, take care of yourself, okay? Do what you have to do. Of course, you want to push through as much as you can, but if you really need to take a day off because of your sickness, then do that. If you are really sick and you have to go to the hospital, you can get a doctor's note, and those can be soft cancellations. So have a plan, think it through. Don't wait until it actually happens and then freak out. Now what do I do? There are plenty of videos of other teachers that have made videos about what to do if you're sick. And have a plan. Don't just wait until it happens. Make sure you know. Personally, I got a teacher no-show recently because my internet went out, and it was my own home problem. So there wasn't anything I could do about it. So I do have one cancellation, but I have 5 more for a 6-month contract. So keep that in mind. It is tough, and it can be difficult at times if you end up with some real serious problems. But chances are, if it's a serious problem, you can get soft cancellations. The hard part is if I'm sick, I've got a cold, I've got a headache, I'm throwing up, when am I going to call it? I can't do it. So you have to be the judge and you have to make the call. And so you need to know what you're going to do and what your limitations are. And so we need to really think about the fact that we only have 6 cancellations. So my advice to you is don't overbook yourself. Know what your limits are. Personally, I only do 8 classes in a row maximum. I don't do long strings of classes. I find myself, between all the things I do in a day, if I do 4 in a row at night, that is a lot for me. I was doing 8 in the morning on Saturdays, but now they took away the 2 hours because we went fall back, and then we lost the hour for the Chinese law. And so I found that 4 at night is my limitation. So that's what I do. So just know what your limitations are. I can only do so many in a row before I'm like burnt out. So don't try to schedule yourself way more than what you can do. If you want to try to work up to like 10 in a row or 12 in a row, some people do overnights. Maybe do, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, and kind of build up to it. Don't try to do like 20 in a row and just kill yourself, I mean, because what happens if you have 20 in a row and then you get sick? Then you're going to really put yourself in a really hard situation. So that's my advice, is to plan ahead and don't overbook yourself. Make sure that you take care of yourself on a daily basis. Eat regular foods, just have a decent diet. Don't try to eat, spicy foods and foods that are going to make you sick. I mean, if I'm going to have like chili with spices, I want to be mindful of the fact that I have to teach classes. And what if I'm not, I have a stomach ache because I ate too much spicy food the day before. So be mindful of those things, because this is a job that you need to be in class. You need to be alert. You need to be ready. You could get bad parent feedback if you are not 100% in the class. So you need to keep that in mind and take care of yourself. Eat well. Make sure you sleep when you can sleep. Right now, I do not do night classes during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I can go to bed early on those days. Fridays and Saturdays, I usually do a few classes in the evening, so I might be a little bit later on those days. But take care of yourself. If you have classes morning and evening, try to schedule yourself a little bit of a nap. Take some time off for yourself. Don't try to push yourself. Now, one thing I wanted to share today is that, this is a job. This is work. So keep that in mind. Even though it's fun and we love it and we love the kids, it is a job, and you need to be 100%. Like right now, I don't even look 100%. I don't have my makeup on. I'm just kind of sharing with you that some days are hard, and some days we may not want to go to work, but we still have to, and we still need to give it our best, shot for the day. So do your best by taking care of yourself and understand that this is a job. And if you're feeling, I don't know if I feel okay, I have a headache, just keep in mind that we do love our students. And I don't know how many times I've woken up and I've gone like, I'm not feeling well, I really don't want to do this today. And then I get ready for my class and I see my student and it just all just like, I'm like, I just love you so much. And, you know, sometimes that really perks us up to see the students and to enjoy being with them and to enjoy teaching them. And it does help us with our headaches or with our, you know, whatever we were feeling seems to subside, and we can just give the class what we need to give it. And then we can rest afterwards. So, you know, this is a job, you know, and we are going to have difficult times. Sometimes when you're first getting started, it all seems so exciting, and everybody on the videos is just, you know, they just look so awesome, and we just want to just do this job. We just love it so much. But then real life sets in. You know, some of us have other things we have to do. We do VIP Kid, we do teaching, a B&M job, or we have some other job that we do. We have families. Everybody has a reason why they're doing this job, and therefore they have other things they have to do in life. So just pace yourself and look at your schedule and make sure that you schedule your classes so that you can do the best job for you. And my advice in this video is that things are going to happen that are difficult, and you are going to get headaches. You are going to have physically difficult days. So have a plan for the different things that could happen. What works for you in these difficult times. So that's what this video is about, just thinking ahead at what types of physical difficulties that you can have and planning ahead so that you know if I get a headache, this is what I'm going to do. If I get a cold, this is what I'm going to do. If I, you know, have the stomach flu, how bad is it going to get before I'm going to just go ahead and cancel the classes? And just be aware that if you cancel the class right before class, you will have to pay a fee for that. Okay, if you cancel 2 hours before the class, then your fee is lower. Okay, if you cancel a day, 24 hours, more than 24 hours before the class, it does go on your record as a cancellation, but you won't get penalized, you know, money-wise for the class. And so it still counts as your cancellation though. So keep that in mind. So I did have a cancellation when my daughter, you know, she had a birthday and we wanted to do something for her birthday, and I went ahead and canceled a couple classes I had that night. And, you know, keep that in mind too. Like, life is going to happen, and if you cancel for something that happens as an activity, then you have fewer cancellations for the times when you might get sick, or you have something that happens, say you're out and you know, you can't get back to the house in time for your class, things like that. So life happens, and let's have a plan. And I just want to do this series about hard things. You know, there are hard things that can happen with this job, and to just be aware of what those hard things are and have a plan as to what you're going to do. Don't be surprised and mad and angry with the company because, you know, they made a decision which they had already, you know, it's already on the papers and it's already decided what's going to happen if you do this and that. So just be aware of what the company policy is and then work with that. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that this just inspires you to think about what you're going to do in a hard time. And I hope that you get a plan going. And thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy teaching!